Hey there, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you're watching this from. And this is just going to be a small talk on your present as a human being. Now, in this world, there are a lot of things that can change us for better or for worse. It can be traumatic events, it can be uh, phases of life that we go through that hurt us, that gave us that sense of redemption, the chance at victory or defeat, and that encourages us to work harder. That sometimes encourage taunts us and influences us to give up, and so on. So there are influences everywhere, externally from the environment, externally from other people, and externally from your workplace, and so on. But there is one change or one specific factor that encourages us to do better, and that is an internal urge or longing to be better. Now, that can come from physically, in terms of your health, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And sometimes it can come from a longing from within you that you want to be better for yourself and so on. But most of the time, speaking from personal experience, I feel and know that the reason why I wanted to be better was because of the people around me. The reason why I wanted to be okay, the reason why I wanted to smile more, the reason why I wanted to be or seem a little bit more happier, despite everything that I was going through presently or in the past, or maybe someone in the future, is because I wanted to do it for the people around me. I wanted to be okay for the people around me. I wanted to be okay for my loved ones. I wanted to be a little more happier for my loved ones, you know, because the the sad thing is that, and it's also quite heartwarming, but kind of sad in a way as well, is that the people who care about you the most, whether you see it or not, because they're also trying to, hold up that facade, they're trying to be okay for you. But the people who love you the most, genuinely and unconditionally, hurt as well, or feel pain as well when you are not okay, when you are not doing well, when you are sad, when you are angry, when you're frustrated, when you're on that verge of giving up, you know, they they feel a sense of dread, they feel a sense of helplessness, they feel a sense of hopelessness as well. Because I mean, you're someone they care about, you're someone they genuinely love and want to be happy, and that breaks their heart when your heart is broken. That disappoints them when you're disappointed, and and of course it's nothing of your doing, it's their choice. But at the same time, that is just how they choose to feel, because they genuinely want you to be okay, and they genuinely love you and long for you to be happy. And I feel like that's a comforting thought to think about, especially in times where you feel like you want to give up, especially in times when you feel like you want to, end it all and just be done with this phase, be done with this life, you know. And that sometimes, when you don't love yourself as well, it's kind of hard to keep going, especially, when you feel like, oh, it's fine. Myself doesn't expect much of me, and so on and so forth. And that does not mean to say that you have to meet everybody's expectations, because that's none of your responsibility. I mean, that is what people think about you, and that is their choice to think that. That is their choice to expect that from you. But ultimately, it gives a sense of, urge to be better because, it's just that single thought in your head, looking around at the people you care about, looking around at the people that care about you, and looking at the people you love, and the people that love you genuinely, in all your flaws, in all your mishaps, and all your mistakes, in the mess that you are fully, not just with your achievements, not just with your perseverance and your strive and your greatness, but also in your failures and your defeats and in your heartbreaks. You Looking at those people, you know, suddenly urges you. Well, I'm not sure what urges you, but it urges me to, just push a little further, just try a little more, just give it one more shot, just continue on living, just be a little more happier. Try to find things that make you smile, genuinely smile. Because at the end of the day, you know, all they want really is for you to be okay, and that's exactly what you want as well. Now, I know it will take time. I know nothing comes easy, nor does it come really fast. You're gonna have to have a lot of patience. You're gonna have to have a lot of endurance. But when it comes down to it, the fact that there are people out there, whether it be out loud or you know extremely expressive or in silent, there are people rooting for you, whether you know it or not. And I feel like that should encourage you to to not give up and not stop on whatever makes you happy or whatever you're passionate about or whatever you're working towards. It should actually propel you forward. You know, don't give in to all the noise that's out there that keeps telling you, you can't do it, you're not gonna make it. Some sometimes it can't just it doesn't have to be external voices. It could be the voice in your own head or your own mind telling you those stuff. But when you look around and take a moment and breathe, you can see that you know not everybody is rooting for your downfall. I'm pretty sure there are sometimes that you know there are going to be things that will be rooting for your downfall. But at the end of the day, it's all about what you let into your inner mind or what you let into your perspective or to your circle or to whatever. And I feel like genuinely everybody just wants everybody else to do well. And if you have that mindset, I mean, you could strive for way more than what you already are now or what you've been through. And if you're inspired to change your past, if you're inspired to be someone better, if you're inspired to do that, just know it's because of the people around you. Just know it's because of your own choices to be better for the people around you. And I feel like that's one way to achieve greatness. If you're planning for that or whatever. But you know, achieving greatness or being great in your own right, whatever way that you deem great to be, cannot be by yourself. You're always gonna need the help of you're gonna need the help of somebody else, whether you notice it or not, whether you take inspiration from it or not, whether you acknowledge that or not, because at the end of the day, something has to inspire you, or something has to, drive that adrenaline or that fire, light that fire that's been within you, that's been extinguished or shut off because of whatever you've been through in the past. And I feel like sometimes or most of the time those are people, those are your friends, those are your family members, those are your loved ones. Because even if they're not telling it to you directly to your face, to be better, to do this, to do that, do not give up, and so on. just being around them, you know, being around them, having those joyous moments, having those, fun times together, having those little moments where you just sit and talk or, just do anything in silence, just enjoying each other's company and all. Just to have that moment again in another phase in time or another point in time, you want to keep going. You want to be better for your own sake and for their sake. And I think that's a very beautiful thing to think about, especially in these days where everybody's feeling like, oh, I'm so alone, oh, so I feel depressed, oh, nobody loves me, and so on and so forth. I mean, that's completely not true because it might just be your own thoughts getting in your head. But at the end of the day, if you just take a step back, pause, quiet down your mind, you'll start to see that, hey, there are people that really care about you and they want you to do well and they want you to be better and happier and all in life. So whenever you're feeling down, whenever you're feeling, like a failure or you're enduring an insurmountable amount of pain, just look around the people who are still there with you, who are still rooting you on, who are still making an effort to communicate with you, who are still there to spend time with you, be it whatever you choose to do. For those are the people who are going to stick with you for the longest. Because, as a wise man once said, it's easy for people to be around you when you're great. It's easy for people to be around you when you are succeeding, when you're thriving, when you're doing all of these extravagant and awe-inspiring things. But it's really difficult for people to be around you in your lowest. And I think the people who stay with you in those moments are the ones who are going to be with you for a lifetime. So yeah, just wanted to put that thing out there. Hope you guys took something away from it. But yeah, anyways, hope you have a great day, guys.